A few years ago, I was in search of a formula that could transform my life and my perspective on finance and success. A formula so old it predates the Babylonians, going all the way back to 2000 BCE. I knew this formula existed, but only a few understood its secrets. Even those who think themselves of being really good at finance, like financial gurus or seasoned investors, do not practice this correctly. This formula is compound interest. And it isn't a potion, but a fascinating phenomenon. Compound interest works in mysterious ways, yet holds massive potential for those who know how to use it. It's like a hidden secret that unlocks the door to true financial freedom, yet it requires more than just understanding the basics. It needs to be applied with strategy, discipline, and resilience. And if used correctly, compound interest can provide you with immense returns, far greater than even the world's best investors can achieve. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Samuel here, and in this episode I want to share this knowledge with you and how you can use it in any financial situation to get the best out of your return. So what is compound interest and how does it actually work? Compounding is the process of reinvesting your returns on investments. When you invest money into an asset and receive returns from it, you can choose to reinvest those returns back into the same asset. As your returns grow, they start to generate their own returns, creating an exponential increase in wealth. This process is what we call compounding, and it has a snowball effect. The power of compounding, you see, is one of the best methods to achieving wealth, like just growing it. Because money makes money, you see, and the money that money makes money. It's that simple. So what is this formula and how does it work? Before I show you, do not be intimidated by this formula at first glance. It's really not as complicated as how it looks. In short, terminal value is the amount of money that you would have at the end of your investment. It's calculated by taking the amount of money that you initially invested, multiplying it by 1 plus the rate of return, and raising that to the power of the number of time periods you invested. Don't worry if it's gone over your head. Okay? In future, we will discuss a little bit more about how the equation works. But here's the thing though. The formula is actually not as important as the inputs that determine how much you receive at the end of your investment. That is, the rate of return, the amount that you invest, and the time you stay invested. Most people focus way too much on the rates that they want to get initially before anything else, because they think the higher the rates, the more money that they will receive. But that's just one part of the equation. The more money that you invest and the longer you stay invested are the other two factors in achieving a much higher return. Even when you are the worst, like literally the worst at market timing, you can still make up for the time. It's like planting a tree and taking care of it. The sooner you do it, the more time it has to bear fruit for you to enjoy. Plus, compound investments are additive. So if you double your investment while keeping other factors the same, you double the money that you end up with. It's the same thing if you reduce your investment by half, you only get half as much as you would have with a larger investment. Plus, the easiest way to ensure that you have more later is to invest more now. This principle is so simple that lots of people overlook it and get distracted by short-term results. Okay, so let's try a few examples and see what lessons we can learn from it. An example of the importance of timing. Suppose you invest £10,000 with a 7% rate of return and you leave that money untouched for 20 years. At the end of the 20 years, your investment would have grown to £38,696. However, if you withdraw your investment after only 10 years, your investment would have grown to only about £19,671. An example also of the importance of the amount that you invest. Suppose you invested £1,000 at a 10% rate of return and you leave that money untouched for 10 years, your investment would have grown to £2,593. However, if you invest £10,000 at a 10% rate and leave it for 10 years untouched, your investment will be £25,937. An example of the importance of timing. Suppose you invest £5,000 in the stock market and the market goes through a downturn soon after you invest. You might be tempted to pull out of the market, and it's natural. However, if you leave that investment in there for a longer period, you are likely going to experience the market upturn as well and make up for those losses that you initially had. For example, if you had invested £5,000 in the S&P 500 downturn, the bottom of the financial crisis, and left the money untouched for 10 years, your investment would have grown to £20,000. Good return. So ask yourself this question then. How long can you actually delay gratification for? And how much can you afford to invest right now?